Israel must go. Judaism, yes. Zionism, no. The state of Israel must go. Zionism, no. The state of Israel must go. Judaism, yes. Zionism, no. The state of Israel must go. So free Palestine. Free Palestine. What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? What do we want it? If we don't got it, if we don't got it, what do we want? What do we want it? If we don't got it, if Gaza doesn't got it, if our mothers don't got it, shut it down! 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 Louder! So free Palestine! Free Palestine! Our next speaker is going to be Jenin from Samidun. Please welcome him.
Hey everyone. Hi, I'm Jenin from Samidun, New York, New Jersey. This campaign is very particular to me. I recently got back from Egypt and I had an uncle pass away and he was in Libya. And Libya normally is relatively easy to access from Egypt, but because of US imperialism, there are so many checkpoints and there's a number of different governments there. It's very difficult to retrieve the body. So between the time that we found out about his passing and the time that we saw the body, it took over 5 days. I still remember everyone at the initial time of finding out and mourning and one day passing and the next day and the next day. But then when they finally saw the body, everything came rushing back. The physicality of seeing the person there, it gives you a kind of closure that you need. Burial is a practice that dates even before all of civilization. In fact, one of the oldest burial sites in the world is in Nazareth. It's over 100,000 years old. And this whole situation draws a parallel to, in the US, the funeral of Emmett Till. Most people know that the funeral of Emmett Till started the civil rights movement. But what a lot of people don't know is that they forced his uncle to sign a contract with the Mississippi government that they would not open the casket. The casket was sent to them bolted shut. But his mother, Mamie Till Mobley, said she wouldn't stand for that. She yelled to the undertaker, she said, "Give me a crowbar, give me anything. I'm gonna open the casket. I want everyone to see. I want everyone to see what they did to my baby. I want the people of the world to see what's happening in Mississippi, what's happening in the United States." And so they did that, and they took the body across the country. And because of that, people were so moved that the entire civil rights movement was ignited, just from that moment. So Israel, they learned from this kind of stuff. It was 65 years ago, it's not a long time. And they try to perfect the types of oppression that the US engineers and invents. They try to take it one step further. The oppression of humanity, they try to progress it. And so now they've gotten to the point where they don't even give you the body, where they don't even let you have a burial of any sorts, whether it's closed or open. That's the level of barbarity that they have. To quote one of the mothers of the martyrs, Abdul Hamid Isroor, she says, "The one thing that the occupation never gives us is clarity. They don't tell us that this is the body of your son. They don't tell us that this is the body of your brother or your uncle or whoever. Sometimes they even switch bodies. There are confirmed reports of them saying, this is your cousin or whoever. And then you find out later through a DNA test that they were lying. They lie all the time. They've advanced this technology because they know the power of mourning and the power of remembering people, the power of knowing that these people that passed, they were heroes. The people who fight against the occupation, everyone wants to attend their funeral because they're shuhada, they're martyrs. It's a beautiful thing. Many of the families, they talk about this, and yes, they're sad, and yes, it's very difficult for them to talk about, but they're proud. They're proud to have had someone in their family that passed away in this way, in this honorable way. And the Zionist entity, they know this. And so they want to make sure that this kind of stuff doesn't go anywhere. That they even put stipulations when they hand over the bodies on the number of people who can attend the funeral, on the number, the time in which you host the funeral. They can force you to host it very late at night or very early in the morning. They put all these different stipulations to make sure that what that person did, that kind of resistance, doesn't spread. They know the power of this kind of stuff. And so you can see there's a straight line between the oppression that was engineered originally here in the United States and the kind of oppression that's carried out in Israel. That's something we always talk about, but this is a very material, clear example of this kind of linkage. Israel learns from its older brother, from its father, from US imperialism. The US war machine leads Israel, and Israel learns from the US war machine. They have a coextensive relationship. And that's why, as one of the mothers of the Shuhada says, we have to understand that these people, they fought and they died for all of us. Not just Palestinians, not just Arabs, not just Muslims, all of humanity. They're raising the bar on what it means to be human. They're doing something honorable for all of us. And they're combating the people who want to lower the floor of humanity, who want to bring us back 100,000 years, to before burials, to before we mourned our dead, to this kind of inhuman state. Israel likes to call itself a civilizing force, but even before civilization we had burials, even before civilization we had funerals. So they're taking us back as far as they possibly can. That's the kind of enemy that we're dealing with. And that's why we need to encourage anyone who fights against them. That's why we need to remember the legacy of all these martyrs and support their families. And that's why we need to stop the US war machine. From Palestine to the Philippines.
From Palestine to the Philippines.
Stop the US war machine.
Stop the US war machine.
From Palestine to the Philippines.
From Palestine to the Philippines.
Stop the US war machine.
Stop the US war machine.
Thank you.